Hey guys, it's Chrisann, first name Jan, middle name Chrisann, and welcome back, or to if you are new. Make sure you hit the subscribe button to the JC here. And today, as you guys can tell by the title of this video, I'm going to be doing an updated version of how I edit my videos on my iPhone. I did one of these videos like earlier in the year last year. I use the same editing software, but I do have the premium version of it, so it's more to it, so it's better like editing that I could do with the premium version, if you know what I mean. And I no longer use iMovie. I only use strictly VLLO or Villo, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, and I just wanted to hop in here to make this intro because I'm gonna be screen recording for the video. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, that's all I had to say. Make sure you guys subscribe because we're on the way to 2K, right? Give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And this is not how I do my regular intros, but you know, I just had to come in here and let's just hop right into the video. Okay, so the very first thing that I do is just go through all the footage and do a rough cut. It's when I just get rid of long pauses, potential clips that I know viewers are probably gonna click off of, and then just anything that I just don't want to show you guys. So and while I'm doing the rough cuts as well, I just do a few adjustments to the clips. Like if I'm talking too low, I may increase the volume to 300. Sometimes I add filters. For instance, for this filter, that's the one I use when I do my sit down videos, and I set it to 25 so it's not too harsh. And whenever I set my filters, I made them throughout the entire video, so I press towards the end and the beginning to make sure the clips go through. You get what I mean? And that's the filter that I use for my vlogs, and I also set it to 25 because they just have like two different tones, if you get. But those are the two main filters that I use. And sometimes you guys do see I do like that blur / mosaic effect. This effect is only you could only use that for the premium version. So if you don't have the premium version of this app, you should not be watching this video. You should watch my previous how I edit my videos. But yeah, whenever I do the blur or mosaic effect, I set the blur particularly to 5 so it's not like OD. And whenever I do the mosaic effect, it's like when I'm trying to blur something out, like personal information, like street addresses. Now for the zoom / pan effect, I do this when I try to like emphasize face expressions and stuff like that. It's really simple. All you do is pinch out. And for like the pan effect, when you like zoom in slowly, to do this effect, all you do is press the partial setting button and you add it towards the beginning and the end of the clip, and then towards the end you zoom into where you want it to zoom. Basically you put it at the end as to where you want the footage to zoom into. Do you get what I mean? I'm bad at explaining this, but you guys see, I guess. Yeah. And now for music, the app has a whole library of like different types of music, like from vlog type music, holiday, everything. Sometimes I get my music from there, but sometimes I also screen record music or instrumentals that I want from YouTube, and I just paste it on there, and I'm gonna show you guys that. And I also download music as well. So an artist that I use all the time for my vlogs is Ryan Little. I downloaded a few of his songs, which are copyright free, I believe. But some of them are not, so you have to be careful with that. But I use these mainly for my vlogs. And here's a little trick that I do. One way that I get away with copyright music is I set the volume to 2%. Like whenever I do sit down videos, I could use a song that's like copyright. But if I set it to 2%, YouTube is not going to detect that. So you could also do this whenever you're like doing sit down videos. So yeah. And you could always adjust the volume of your music. Sometimes I like it louder in some clips. Sometimes I like it quiet or just no music at all. It's really common sense. And you could also make some of your music fade in or fade out, which is a really cool effect. And as I mentioned earlier, sometimes I screen record music straight from YouTube and I insert it onto the footage as a PIP. And when I do this, I tap opacity. So as you guys see, I'm just going to tap opacity. It's on 100. So I'm just going to reduce it to 0 so it's not onto the clip so you guys don't see that. So yeah, and I just adjust the volume as I want to. And yeah, it's really simple, really easy. Okay, so after I'm done doing the rough cuts, that's when I add like the little razzle dazzle. So Villo has this whole library with different stickers, Pngs, whatever you want to call it, from social media logos to the subscribe button to like literally everything. And Every month they add new stickers, so you can never go wrong with that. But my go-to sticker is the subscribe button. As you guys could see, like if you watch my videos, then you would know. So those are like the main ones that I use. And whenever I add these stickers, I do like make them like move and stuff like that. So there's this animation section where you could just make them go up, go down, sideways, whatever you want to call it. And also I add my sound effects. So every time I do my subscribe button, I would do like the whip sound effect, which is right there. Villa also have a library with different sound effects. It's not OD because sometimes I do screen record sound effects from YouTube, but this is the one that I use whenever I do my subscribe button. And sometimes I do like the click sound effect and the typewriting sound effect. I hope I don't see anybody that I don't know. I hope I don't see anybody that I know. Another sticker that I use in my vlogs is like the location pin one, which is this one right there. I use this every time I enter a new location for my vlogs, whatever. But whenever I do this, I do like add some cute little text with it. I didn't really tap into text, but I've touched on that in my first how I edit my video. It's really simple. It's nothing really to explain. Okay, now that we're talking about text, I do have like some fonts that I downloaded from thefont.com, which I imported into Villa. But if you don't have the free version, you have to watch an ad to add these texts. So that's what I really like. But those are the main ones that I use. Yeah. These are some of the fonts that I downloaded. You could always go to thefont.com to download any fonts that you would like. So yeah. Okay, so remember how I said sometimes I screen record sound effects from YouTube. So as you guys know, the cork pop sound effect, I got that from YouTube because Villa don't come with that. So I'm just gonna import the screen recording of the sound right there and do the same thing that I did with the music. Put the opacity down to 0, and yeah. Okay, so now for the infamous little 20-second preview that I do. So all I do is just tap on the clip, duplicate it, and then move it to the beginning of the video. And when I do my previews, I just put like the most funniest part of the videos, or just like the parts that I think is really gonna have the viewers watching, or just give them an idea of what the video is really like. So I do suggest that you make your preview no longer than 20 seconds, because you want to give them a preview of what the video is like. You don't want to give them the entire video, you know, just give them a little taste of what they're getting into, you know what I mean? So I just do this for every clip that I find. Just duplicate, add to the beginning, duplicate, add to the beginning. So after I gather all the interesting clips in the beginning, what I just do is paste my intro so I could actually edit the preview of it. Okay, so after I put my intro, I make sure the filters and everything is onto the preview as well. And if you do add filters, make sure you cut it out from the intro, because you don't want filters on your intro, you know what I mean? Make it look professional. So that's what I'm just doing. I make sure those filters or whatnot is not onto my intro and only at the preview in the actual video itself. Okay, so for your preview, you could really just make it really creative. Sometimes you could add text on there. You could just like make the music like sync in with the clips. You could just have mad fun with that part of the video. But yeah, you could really do anything. You could even add like the camera frame. Villa has that. I just didn't really show you guys. But yeah, just vibe out with it. Just be mad creative, and you know, just put your editing skills to the test, man. And as I mentioned before, you could animate your text. So right here, I'm just gonna make the text unfold to the right so I could get the typewriter effect. And you could control how fast the effect goes or how slow it goes as well on the top. Okay, so as I mentioned, I am going for the typewriter effect. So I'm just going to do like the typing thingy and then just, you know, self-explanatory. But I only keep it in for when the text is actually like unfolding. When it's done unfolding, that's when you cut it out. And now for the finalization. This is just when you just go through the entire thing. Of course, you have to watch your own video to make sure, you know, you didn't mess up or anything like that. You don't want to have any editing errors. Okay, so I use 3 apps to do my thumbnails: Fonto, Facetune, and PicsArt. So first I enter Fonto. The first thing that I do is just smooth out my face, because sometimes my skin looks very, not rough, but like, yeah, I just want to smooth it out to make it look better. And sometimes I whiten my teeth if I'm smiling in there. It's not really necessary, but you know, just a little touch up, nothing too big, you know. Okay, so after I do that, I just go ahead and raise the saturation of the picture, and I just do that by clicking the vibrance button and just like coloring the entire thing in and adjusting the vibrance down to 75%, so it's not like too orange, you know. Now for the blur effect, I just started doing this, but I'm just gonna go to the defocus button on Facetune, and I'm just gonna like shade in literally the background. You could always adjust it to make it lighter, to make it heavier and lighter, but I just kept it at 30, and yeah. And I'm just zooming in to get the places that I didn't shade in, so yeah, that's really it. So now that I'm done with that, I'm just gonna save it to my camera roll, and I'm gonna exit off the app and go to Fonto. I forgot to mention this, but if you're taking your thumbnail pictures on your iPhone, make sure you set the size to the ratio 16:9. Okay, so now that the thumbnail is imported into the app, I'm just gonna like add pictures. It's really simple to add pictures. All you do is tap anywhere on the thumbnail and you just tap add image, or just, yeah, and then right here I'm just tilting it. You know, your thumbnails could really be like personalized or customized or whatever, but I'm just showing you guys how I did like my last thumbnail. Okay, so now for the text part, I'm just gonna type in like anything that relates to the video really, but majority of the time I do type in the title of the video. Okay, so now for the style of the text. So I usually go to stroke, and I always make the stroke black, and majority of the time I make this style, like the shadow part, black as well, just for like that little, I don't know, I just love that whole shadow effect. And right here, I'm just adding another text, and for my fonts, I downloaded fonts from defont.com. Defont.com should be your best friend if you're like a YouTuber, come on now. But yeah, for this, I'm just using like a different font, which was my go-to font, but I feel like it's just boring. That's why I switched to that font right there. And then the font on the top, I got this from defont.com, so. Okay, so now for the final touch, which is when I enter PicsArt. In PicsArt, I usually add stickers and I outline my my thumbnails. Okay, so now that the thumbnail is imported, I'm just gonna scroll to the draw section, which is where I outline myself. So I'm just gonna set the brush to 10, and before you start outlining, make sure the color is set to white or whatever color you want to do. And I'm just gonna zoom in and, you know, just take my time. Not to be perfect, just try your best to do it as best as possible, so that when you zoom out, like, your mistakes aren't evident. And if you make a mistake, there's always the erase button right next to the pen button, so yeah. And for this thumbnail, that's all I really did. I didn't really do much to it. I didn't add any stickers or anything like that, so I'm just gonna save it, but I am gonna show you guys how to add stickers to your thumbnails as well. Okay, so you're just gonna click the sticker button that's right there, and you could search up literally anything, but sometimes I add like the little stars, so I just search up stars aesthetic and I just zoom it in all the way, or just where I want to place it. And whenever I do this star thingy, I erase like where I'm visible, and I only make the stars appear like on the background of the thumbnail, if you know what I mean, but you guys are gonna see. Okay, and now we're done. So this is how I do my thumbnails for the most part. So I really hope this video was very helpful to you guys. I just wanted to show you guys like my different techniques that I do that was different compared to when I had the free version. Sorry if my explanations weren't the best. I tried my best to explain it. I'm not that good at explaining things, but I hope you guys got the whole visual of it. And if you did make it to the end of this video, thank you so much, and comment down below what editing software you guys use or just what you use to edit your videos on. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.